Hello and welcome to yet another review. Today we are here at Mazda Woodmeet and we are going to sample the Mazda CX-5. As usual, we're going to look at the exterior design, we're going to look at the interior and build quality. We give you cost of ownership and our impression of this SUV. For love drive, let's do this. Before we get into this car, get a pen and paper because we are about to give you a load of numbers. The Mazda CX-5 comes in with 6 grades. Namely, you've got 4 front-wheel drives as well as 2 all-wheel drive. For all the 4-wheel drives, it is the Active that comes in at 524,600 rand. And then you've got the Active Automatic, which comes in at 540,200 rand. And then you've got the Dynamic, which is an auto as well, which comes in at 575,000 rand. And then you've got the Carbon Edition, which is an auto that comes in at 651,000, and that is 800 rand. Then you've got the Individual that comes in at 742,800 rand. And then the last all-wheel drive is the Akera, which is the one that we are reviewing here, and it comes in at 778,700 rands. Well, the front wheel drives are paired with a 2-liter naturally aspirated petrol engine. Well, yes, it is naturally aspirated, producing a whopping 121 kilowatts of power and 213 newmeters of torque, whilst the Individual comes in with a 2.5-liter naturally aspirated petrol engine, which produces 143 kilowatts of power and 258 newmeters of torque. This one is the Akera. It comes in at a 2.2 turbocharged diesel engine, producing 140 kilowatts of power and a meaty 450 newmeters of torque. Well, apart from the below Active, all of them come in an auto, and the Active comes in at a manual gear transmission. All of them run a 6-speed transmission. Well, those are the numbers. Now let's look at the car. The front really looks great. I like how it looks. You've got the LED lights with daytime running lights that are true, and then LED. You've got this beautiful gloss grille. It's a mesh. It looks stunning. I like how it looks. You've got this beautiful black lip here, which doesn't seem like it's a plastic. It looks like gloss as well because it's black on black. Really, the front of this car stands out and it pops. I quite like the minimalist look of the Mazda CX-5. The side profile really looks great. The Active as well as Dynamic are giving a 17-inch rim, while the rest of the grades are giving a 19-inch rim. This one is really stunning. This black gloss look the part. The update of the Mazda CX-5 continues at the back with the LED lights as well. The bumper has also been reworked, and I think it looks really good. When you pop the boot, you open up a space of 422 liters of boot capacity with the seats up. With the seats down, you get a whopping 1,620, which is really great. I like this parcel shelf, how it extends and has a net here. I mean, this is a lovely car. At the back here, you've got a spare wheel. I mean, it's a great car. I like how this Mazda look. Being at the Akera, you've got a red stitching accent all over, even on the door panel, and it looks great. Something that I do appreciate about the Mazda CX-5 is how wide the door opens. So if you are carrying a baby car seat, you will be able to put it in, and you've got isofix anchor points on the seats here, so it will be easy for you to install. At the back you've got air vents, which is nice. There are no USB-C or USB charger ports, but the car really looks great. You've got enough space at the back to sit 3 people. I think they will sit fairly okay, not as comfortable, but they will be definitely enjoy the ride. I mean, this is a very spacious car. You've got pockets here at the back to store your stuff. Leg room, it's ample, even though I'm not in the driver's side, but leg room, it's ample. Headroom is ample, so you won't be complaining very much. I like the back of this car. If you're not using this third seat as usual, you can open your armrest, which exposes 2 cup holders as well as a phone holder or something that you want to put here. And then you've got a bit of storage space here. Oh man, the USB are in here. Oh, this is cool. So you've got 2 USB that you can use to charge up all your devices. Wonderful, I like it. Let's go on a trip. It is up in the front where you will absolutely appreciate this Mazda CX-5 interior. It looks the part, it looks good. You've got soft materials that have been used. You've got stitching that continues on the dashboard. I mean, it really looks great. I like this red accent stitching that continues also here and as well on the seats. Center console, everything is well bolted, so I like that. I think you will be disappointed, especially by the size of the screen that sits in the middle of the car. Well, if you also pair it up with its rival, you might be disappointed. But however, I need to point out that this car was launched in 2017, so it's almost 7 years, and you can forgive them for giving you an 8-inch as opposed to a 10 or a 12-inch. However, it is still a great system to use. You've got easier layout of this dashboard and this cabin, and I think you're going to appreciate it. You've got a stop start button over here. You've got climate controls, physical button. As you know, I love a physical button, so I appreciate it. You've got a wireless charger pad here, which you can use to charge your phone, and I mean, this looks really good. You've got 2 cup holders, which I think can hold up your cups very well. They are very big and sizable. And then you've got an armrest in here, which exposes more USB ports as well as a 12-volt charger and a little bit of storage in it. I like it. It quite looks great. Now up front, you've got this beautiful vents that are sort of mimicking at the front of the grille, and I like how they look. I love a volume button in a car. My car does not have a volume button. I always ask myself what happens when the steering column and the mounting or whatever controls this mirror, like really what happens when they go and they brake, because they don't have a volume button on the system or anywhere in the car. Well, in the Mazda you find it over here, and I like it how it's been positioned. Well, let's fire up this baby just to show you a bit of some of the systems. Now, this is going to be interesting. When we were doing research on this particular car, we assumed that the screen that has been fitted in the Mazda CX-5, it's actually not a touch screen. But to my surprise today, it is a touch screen. It is interesting. I mean, wow. We keep on complaining. I mean, we reviewed the Mazda CX-60 the other time, and I mean, it did not have this. A 7-year-old actually car does have a touchscreen. Well, it's been fitted, especially the top spec, with the Bose sound system, which sounds amazing. I like that. Well, as standard with the 8-inch, you get an integrated navigation for the Akera, the individual, as well as the carbon edition. The rest of the lineup, you get an optional to load your navigation. I must say, this car really is looking great. I like the gear shifter. I like everything that you need to do in this car. It's simple. Well, to navigate your screen, if you don't want to use a touch, you've got this swivel knob that you can use, and it works seamlessly, and it is great. I mean, I like this car, how it looks. Well, you get a reverse camera for this model as well as a 360 view, and I'm gonna try to see if we can show you that. There we go. Well, the graphics are not that as great, but I mean, you can still see what you need to see. That's your review. I mean, it is what it is. The driver gets a beautifully laid out cluster. I really like how the cluster look. It's an old-fashioned round look. I like it as opposed to the digital ones that we find on modern cars. There isn't really much information. I mean, I think on this site it will tell you whatever that you need to know. For us, it's telling us that we've opened the door and we need to refuel our petrol. I mean, it really looks simple and it's laid out simply. I like it. Something that is very interesting at this price point, you also get a heads-up display. Well done, Mazda. I really like the cabin of this thing. We've got pedal shifters here. I mean, it looks stunning. The infotainment does pair up wirelessly both Apple Pay as well as Android Auto, and as I mentioned, it is wireless. I mean, why would you not spend your money here? It is a stunning car. So what is our verdict for this car? Should you buy it? Should you not buy it? Should you shortlist it? A payment to this car will come up on the side, and that should give you really the reason for you to either buy it or not. In my own opinion, Mazda's drives very well. They are well insulated cars, they are well stable car, and you will enjoy driving the Mazdas, and they are really reliable. I don't think you'll have any issues with the Mazda brand. In my opinion, I think it's a car to shortlist, especially against its rivals, the likes of Toyota RAV4, the Haval H6, the VW T1. Those are very expensive cars, but they do save up and they do give you what you pay for. However, this one I think promises to be one of the best. Would it be replaced? We don't know. Probably it will be, but I think in this one it was a winning formula and it continues to be a winning formula. So yeah, come check it out at any dealership, but we are here at Woodmead. It's a lovely car. I like it. Enjoy it as you come and test drive it. Well, thank you so much to everyone who continues to support our channel. Please do subscribe, do share this video with your family and friends. Ask them to support us. As Mr. How Much would normally say, support local content creators. For Love Drive, thank you so much. Till next time.